innocent voice. We were out of commission for a couple days. The truck broke down. It had some nerve. We've been in Portland, well, Cascade Locks for 5 months. Truck ran perfectly. We get out here to the coast where we get a chance to relax and see stuff. No relaxing. The first thing happens, truck breaks down. And I want to give a shout out to my main man. You'll see him right here, Brandon, who came and helped us. He changed the spark plugs, did some other things we were hoping would take care of it. Nope, that wasn't it. But we got on the road enough to leave the area, go to another area where we were recommended to see 2 guys, automotive, and you can see them right here. And they did part 2 of the fix, and $500 later, a huge punch to our budget, and we're back on the road. So we're just extremely thankful because it was looking kind of hairy there for a second. But we are grateful to be back on the road and heading south. So we are heading on into California, where we'll be for a few weeks and going from there. So I just wanted to give you guys an update. Thank you for all of your support thus far, and we're going to keep moving forward. So honey's really happy because he went to YouTube University. He was really stressing over these last few days trying to figure out what was wrong with the truck, and because we are just leaving the Oregon the state, so we haven't even left. You want to say something, babe?
I just want to say to anybody who may run into a problem as if we did, or as we did, and if you don't know what to do, but you got some type of mechanical skills, such as myself, there are some tools that really help make a mechanical job, especially with an automobile, very easy if you can pinpoint the problem. Some things, the way they work, just don't show themselves for a while. And as she mentioned earlier, we rode all the way around in Cascade Locks and some other places. The car drove fine. As soon as we leave and we're able to kind of enjoy ourselves, you know, it just started acting up. But every way that we went, I do believe that God led us that way.
I do believe that as well.
And I believe he put the people, because the reason why I couldn't sit down last night, I was just being way too diligent about getting it fixed. But the main reason why I said all of that was to never give up, always keep talking to people, because the people that I talked to weren't even people that you can Google and call. They were people in the town. Hey, are you from here? Yes, I'm from here. Do you know of any shops that could take care of me like this? I don't need a diagnostic because I can't pay for that. But if you can diagnostic and fix it, I'll go with you. And most people don't want to see the money go away, so sometimes they say, okay, this guy at 2 Guys, he actually did that for us.
Check him out. He's in Springfield, Oregon.
He actually did that for us. So, you know, with us being in a jam and traveling, a lot of places weren't able to see us.
Oh, that
and
was
so,
another
you know, with him, he even moved cars around
to
so
get
that
us in.
we could get in. And even when he was gonna, you know, just, I guess, keep working, he was just like, you know what, let me just get y'all out of here.
Because, you know, one of the crazy part is, like he was saying, everywhere we called, like as we left the Harvest Host, the car was driving fine. We were looking for a place to stay. All the state parks were filled up, and it was just this one campground that had one space available, and that's where Brandon was. So we ran into the first person that the Lord put in our way to help us, right? And he did it, and he was super diligent, and he's a mobile mechanic. So if you guys are ever in the Depot Bay area and you need some help, you can look him up, and he will help you. He'll come where you are.
A lot of people recommended him in the city too.
And so, and once he couldn't diagnose it because we needed a certain machine, he didn't want to keep exploratory fixing, and I really appreciate that, because if you know anything about auto repair, it can get extremely expensive, exploratory fixing, right? And so once we left there, we called all these different shops because we were afraid to just leave the area, but we had to leave where we were because they didn't have any more spaces available. Everybody kept saying, oh, it'll be 2 weeks or a week, or I can't get to you till Friday or Saturday. We're like, hey, we can't afford to keep paying for campgrounds and pay for the repairs because that is expensive. And the campgrounds are like $50, $60, $70 a night. So you're paying that every night to just be there till they see you, and that's not even the repairs and them seeing you and telling you if you got to keep it overnight or whatnot. So I told him, I said, well, let's just head towards home because we're spending money hand over fist to just get it done. Let's go to the next area. We got it, enough to where we can get to the next area. And that's what we did. And like he said, he was talking to people. And at that point, I had kind of checked out. I just was sick of dealing with it. We were like hemorrhaging money that we had banked on for gas and, and being able to keep going. And it was just going out, parts and stuff going out. So it was really cool that this morning this guy from a phone call told us to come on over, and he looked at me and he said, let me go ahead on and just get this knocked out so you guys can get on the road. And I kid you not, in about 20 minutes he was done. And we were back on the road. So I am extremely
running better than it was.
Yes, and it doesn't sound like we're about to explode or shake to death, because this car was shaking so violently, and you cannot pull a camper with a truck not being to its full best potential. So that's a worry off of our shoulders as far as the truck is concerned. And so now we are making our way south and over. We're trying to take the path of least resistance. We thought about going high, but it's very mountainous, and we don't want to put too much stress on the truck climbing a whole lot of mountains. So we're going a little bit south to go over, and we're having to cut our little trip short, because we spent so much up front trying to get the car truck. So now we're just kind of making our way back and dealing with that as we come. So we just wanted to give you guys an update on where we are as far as the truck being fixed and back on the road. And we're very thankful for all your prayers and all your shares and all you reaching out.
Thank you also to the people at Freightliner, because Freightliner 18-wheeler company are the ones who recommended us to two guys. Even though I knew that they couldn't help us, I just asked them, hey, do you know of any mechanics in the area? And they recommended two guys. I went to two guys. Two guys moved people out of the way to get us taken care of, and not even for a bad price, to be honest, but it still
cost us. Yeah, it impacted our budget quite a bit. But that's life on the road, right? Those are the challenges that we deal with as a full-time RVer, and you have to pay it. Like, you have to do it. The truck is how you carry your house, right? And so you can't skip corners on cheap parts and labor and all that kind of stuff, because the cheap comes out expensive. If you're buying cheap stuff and you're trying to do shortcuts and drive your truck to the limit without taking care of it, you will be broke down somewhere and broke. And we've seen a lot of people get stranded because of that. So yeah, it wasn't ideal for it to break down. It had 5 months to break down when we were stationary, but we got it taken care of. We're happy about being back on the road. We're working our way towards Tennessee. So continue to keep praying for us. Continue to keep praying for our budget. We're just gonna have to tighten the belt even that much more, but we'll make it. The Lord has looked out for us thus far, and I'm trying to remember that, because He has done lots and lots of things for us. He's put lots and lots of people in our way. So I don't want to lose heart now because little things like this come up. So we just wanted to give you an update on what's going on. It's not all a bed of roses. It's not all waterfalls and beachfront property. Sometimes it's pull your hair out, stress, what we're going to do. We can't keep forward to staying here, and here. And one of the best advice number one I'm going to give you guys: do not turn on each other when stuff like this happens. It's so easy to do because we all get frustrated in different ways. You have to work together. There's no need. I know it was nothing he did wrong. He knew it was nothing I did wrong. Even though I'm stressing over the budget and he's stressing over the car, it's easy for people to clash heads, especially when you don't really know what to do or where to go and you're not from that area, so you don't know who you can ask or who to call. He did his part, I did my part, and we made it through. So don't turn on each other. Don't start blaming one another. Pray about it. Get up. Start moving. Start figuring out what you're going to do about it. And the Lord always opens doors. He's real good about that. And the next advice I want to give is, it pays to be friendly, right? It pays to talk to people and to network. And just because you're camping or you live in an RV does not mean you can't get to know your neighbors or get to know people or be kind to them and have a conversation with them, because you never know who knows who or what. So that's one. And then the third one is relax. Okay, relax. It's all gonna work out. We'll figure it out.
I've actually been surprised
It'll
at
be
how
okay.
relaxed we've been with the situation being what it is. I was really surprised at that, you know. So these are a lot of good pointers, because, you know, that was something that could have happened to us in Casper, Wyoming, and it didn't, and we saw it. This time I can't really say that I did, because I will say, because a lot of times if, you know, you can see it happening before, then you can already adjust your attitude. This time I didn't see it happening, and, you know, I'm always under the hood and kind of preventative maintenance type of guy, you know, looking at things. I don't really talk to her about it because she could care less.
I don't want to hear it. She's just not a mechanical person. It stresses me in another way. I don't want to hear it. If it's something I can do, then I try to, you know, I try to do it. And I know he's good at it. So I don't need to be informed in everything. I just need to know, how much is this going to cost? That's what I need to know. And one of the reasons why I said calm down was because...
I'll be right back. I love you guys.
All right. So one of the reasons why I was saying calm down, because after it's all over, after 5 o'clock, when everybody's closed and gone home, there's not really a whole lot you can do about it. So we went for a walk on the beach. We strolled around downtown. We just walked around. We went and looked at the sunset. It was like, okay, we've done everything we can do from the time we woke up to quitting hour. You know, it's like now is the time to just kind of let it go and walk down here, sit by the water, go see the sunset, you know, and we'll pick it back up tomorrow. You give yourself that break. You're already in for the night. There's not a whole lot you can do. And there's no reason to keep going. Just make a game plan for the next day and work on it. So those are my 3 tips. I hope those work for you guys. And if you find yourself in the jam, that you'll be able to use it. Does it work every single time? Absolutely not. But it's tips that are intentional. So I'm telling you to do things that are very intentional. Like when you feel yourself going that way, I usually start praying in my mind, because I know me. So it's like one of those things where you have to be very intentional about it and recognize it really quickly and realize that that's just going to make the situation worse. But anyway, I'm really glad to be back on the road. I'm sorry about the budget, but it is what it is. We'll be okay, I'm sure. It's time to go to the grocery store, so I got some figuring out to do and seeing where we can pull this and skip that. So thank you for watching this video. I hope that you will catch the next one, and see you soon. Bye.